Hi everyone, I am Brian with Playing for Second, and today I decided it's a lazy Sunday. I'm going to play one of my favorite solo games, Hexplore It. So I've decided to play the first volume of Hexplore It, Valley of the Dead King. So go ahead and join me at the table and I'll show you what we have going on here. All right, so I have everything set up. It is set up a little differently than normal just to make room on the camera. So normally these quests will be on the bottom of the board, much like how these destinations here up or circumstances are at the top. So it doesn't really matter where they're at on the board. There are always just 5 available. So I just decided to put them over to the left. And if I explore to that side, we'll just move some stuff around. I am all set up with my character here. I'm going to play true solo, which can be a little bit more difficult to do. You have to kind of find one of the roles that is pretty good at true solo, and I found that the monk is pretty good at true solo. So there are 5 different roles, I think. You have a striker, which is kind of your typical murder hobo, does health damage. You've got a sapper, which does energy damage. You have assist and utility, which assist and do utility. And then you have healers. I guess there's kind of a 6th. In the expansions, you get hexclusives, which kind of combine 2 different roles. I typically enjoy playing healers, and the monk is one that is pretty fun, and their passive ability, true solo, is always in play, which is nice. So if you've not played the game before, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a role or your character that you want to play. You're then going to pick a race. I chose a rare race. Since it's true solo, I decided to make it a little bit easier on myself. The rare ones are usually a little bit more powerful. And I chose a feathered dragon. And then I'm also going to be playing with a trait. So there are maybe 20 or 30 traits that you can choose from. You don't have to play with them. It's kind of just one more ability and one more thing to pay attention to when you're playing, but I figured I would play with one today. So I chose the Survivalist. So my board is all set up here. What you do is you have 9 different stats that you need to fill in. So you up here in the top right, you have your vitals, which is your health and energy. They do what you think they do. If you run out of health, you're dead. Energy is how you're going to power your abilities. Pretty simple. On the left-hand side, these 4 are your abilities. So the first 2 are pretty basic: attack and defend. They call them something different just to make it a little bit more thematic. So I'm a monk, right? So my attack is called Chi Block, and then my defense is called Aura Shield. But for every character, for every role, they work the same, those 2. Now the bottom 2, the purple one here is first mastery, and then you have second mastery. And those do different things based on what's in here. So we'll kind of go over what those do here. Your bottom 3 are your skills. You're going to be testing these skills every turn. You have navigate, explore, and survival. Effectively, did you move where you wanted to? Did you find any money? And do you have to eat? Or were you able to survive off the land this turn, is what those mean. So what you do is on the board, there is a number in the top left of each one. You're going to add that to the modifier on your race, as well as if you're playing with a trait. There's another card called an aspect. You can play with those too. I decided not to today just because. And then you just basically do the math and you figure it out. So for instance, my Chi Block was 1 plus 0. So it would be 1. However, in this version of the game, you get 24 gold to start. You randomly decide what city you're in. We are in City 3, which has a name. It's not super important, but we might as well look it up. It is Rocktoe Encampment. So each city also has a special thing you can do or purchase at the beginning of the game. So for instance, in this one, you can purchase, oh no, wait, that's not where I am. I put myself in the wrong one. Yeah, I rolled 1. All the way over here. I am in Fane Hill, City of Silver, because I purchased my camping gear for 2. I don't know why I put myself on 3, but I did. So that is the white spots on the board are all of the cities. There are 6 of them. Red spots on the board are bosses. They are all ranked. So we have 1, 6, 4, and 5. Now these are boards A, B, C, and D. They will always start in play. And then off screen here, I have other random things that can go on the edges as you explore. I mean, the game is called Hexplore It after all, right? So we are starting over here. I bought camping gear for 2, and then you also can spend at the cities, assuming they're not taken over, which is what the bad guy is going to be doing. You can buy upgrades. So you'll notice around each one of these, there is a hexagon around each one of them. Again, Hexplore It. So you can upgrade these by paying for it 6 times in a game, basically. So I upgraded all of my skills once. Those each cost 3. It's the number you cover up is how much it costs. I upgraded my chakra flow, which is my second mastery, to 5, and I got myself a little more attack because I do. If you're going to get in a fight, you do have to kill people or knock them out if you're that kind of person. So I think we're ready to go. The game takes place over as many rounds as it takes, and there is a placard for pretty much everything in the game. All the bosses have placards, all the things that you can do in certain spots have placards. So this is our game turn placard. So the first thing we're going to do is move, and then we're going to do our skill test, and then we're going to do a circumstance, which is up top here, unless we are on one of these events, which are going to be if you're in a city, if you're in a shrine, which is not on the board yet, if you're in a ruins, which is not on the board yet, if you're on a boss spot, or if you're on one of these question marks. The question marks are our quests. So there's 3 question marks out, and that's because only 3 of our 5 quests came out on A, B, C, and D. So for instance, this one here is on L, which is one of these things that we were looking at. So to find L or G, which is the last one, we will have to kind of navigate. I have 2 more question marks here. So if we do find L and G, we can place those on there. All right. So this one here, this little question mark, and that's kind of what you're doing in the game. The point of the game is to kill the Dead King. Now the Dead King is not out on the board yet. It tells us here basically at the end of the turn is the villain turn. So what you're going to do at the end of the first few turns is you're going to roll a die to see if he comes out. When he comes out, because I think he has to come out by the 4th turn. But when he comes out, he is basically going to be starting on a random city. And then he's going to get a target city. And he's just going to walk to the city and he's going to take it over. He's basically raising the dead, killing people, raising the dead. He's kind of a necromancer, effectively. If at any point he has taken out all 6 cities, the fight happens. We basically just have to fight him, whether we're ready for it or not. We can go and we can take care of a fallen city. We can bring it back. We can clear out all the dead guys and all that stuff. But to do that, we need a special item, which is only, you can purchase them in shrines. And again, we do not have shrines out yet. So we kind of have to explore to try to find some shrines. So that really is it. We'll kind of explain what else is going on here. Our movement, because I am the feathered dragon, it's one of its abilities is you get +1 movement. You normally start with 4 movement and then 1 cautious movement. But because of that, we have 5 movement and 2 cautious movement. Cautious movement is basically moving slowly, but guaranteeing you end up where you want. Whereas if you do normal movement, you have to roll a die against your navigate to see if you actually get there. Last thing before we get going here, if you play true solo, there are a couple extra rolls that you're supposed to do. One, when you're making these rolls, you can roll twice and you're just looking to succeed on one of those rolls. Second thing is when the Dead King comes out, his movement is 0 plus the number of fallen cities that are on the board. When he comes out, he makes one fallen immediately. So he would basically be moving 1. I don't think I'm going to play with that rule because it would be possible then while he's on his way to the second one, you could just take out the one he took out and then he's not moving. So that's not really fun. That's really the timer in the game, is making sure that he doesn't get all 6 cities. You kind of want to go and initiate that fight with him prior to that. And the other thing that you can do in a solo game, whenever you are in a fight, you typically are going to choose one ability to use. In a solo game, you can spend 1 extra energy to do your defend at half rank as well. Which makes it easier. I guess if you don't, the monk is usually pretty good, I think, true solo. But that's going to be super helpful to actually be able to defend as well as do attacks and stuff like that. Normally, if you're playing with multiple people, you might have one person playing a healer, one person playing the striker, murder hobo, and then one person might be doing like assist or utility or whatever they want to do. So if you have a good team comp, you don't need to defend every turn because, someone might heal for you or someone could boost your health and things like that. But in true solo, they give you that little benefit because it can be, depending on what you're fighting, it can be a little punishing. Okay, let's get started here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to immediately mess up my board. So I'm going to move these. They might be off camera now. I don't know. But we're going to move those because I think we're going to try this one. This one here is well, it's an explore, so my chances are not good. So you'll notice on the quest here, it kind of tells you what you're going to need to do. If it says explore at the top, which this one does, I'm going to show this, hopefully it's a little bit better. So if it says explore, you're basically going to test your explore, which mine currently is 2. So I'm going to have to sit there and roll and hope that I get a 2 or a 1 to succeed. And this one actually requires 2 successes. So it is very unlikely. I'm sorry, this is actually up here. This is the Explorer. The one that we're looking at down here, I believe, is a Navigate. Yeah. So this guy is the one right here. So again, it's a Navigate, same thing. No, my Navigate is 4, and this only requires 1 success. So this one, again, not guaranteed by any means, but this is more doable. Now you'll notice some of these quests have other things down here. So for instance, this is just kind of flavor up here that I'll read once we get to it. This says Beastmaster. So the Beastmaster is specifically if the Beastmaster is being played, which it's not. And that is one of the roles from Valley of the Dead King. You can mix and match roles, races, traits, aspects, everything with all of the different volumes of the game. I am choosing the Monk, who is from, I don't know, that might be Domain of Mirza Noctis. I don't remember what that symbol is. But the Monk is not from this version, this volume of the game. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to move. And if you move all across roads or rivers, you can move your full for us 5, and it's still considered cautious movement. So cautious movement means basically you're going to end up where you thought you're going to end up. And when you roll a circumstance, unless it says unavoidable or you have to play this or something like that, you can choose not to do it because some of those are bad. But let's get after it here. I am going to go ahead and move to, I'm going to kind of take the long way around and I'm going to reveal this tile here. So let's just go ahead and move these a little bit. And to reveal a tile, you just have to be on the edge. So I'm going to move 1 and then we will reveal the top one here. And you can place it however you want. So we do have a ruins. I'm not sure how easily it's going to show up here, but it's outlined in green. That is a ruins, which we can go there to do certain things. There's a placard that'll tell us what to do. This is tile G, which, oh, we do have a quest on tile G. Cool. And it looks like that might actually be a misprint because that does not look like tile G. But we're going to assume that it's supposed to be tile G, and we are going to go ahead and place it. Well, let's go like this. Okay. And then according to this, oh no, okay, this is tile G. Sorry, I looked at that wrong. Actually, we're gonna place it differently then. So this is a dual test. It requires Navigate and Survival, and you have to roll 1 success on each. We're going to flip this upside down because that quest is right here. And we can do that however we want when those come out. You can, as long as they obviously have to fit. Yeah, and that's why my placard is kind of right here. Normally it would be covered down here, but you'd be able to put it right there like that. Okay, so now we can kind of decide if we want to do the dual or just the Navigate. And I think for now, we're just going to start with the Navigate. So I'm just going to move 2. That is going to be cautious movement. That ends the movement phase, which again, up top here. If you move cautiously, you'll notice over here, well, hopefully you'll notice, it's probably hard to show up, it's pretty small, but you do not have to roll Navigate, which is the green die. Because you moved cautiously, you didn't move very far, you got to where you wanted to be. Now, if I had moved 3, 4, or 5, again, not on a road or a river, then we would have been rolling normally, which is you roll all 3 dice to see if you have successfully got to where you wanted to be, if you need to eat, or if you found some like treasure along the way. That's what the yellow Explore die is. You can move recklessly, which lets you go 2 further, but it does hit you for 2 energy damage. And you have to automatically fail either your Survival or your Explore. You can move, or you can camp rather, which is just basically stay in the same spot. You're going to heal 3 health and 3 energy. And then when you make your next skill roll, they're all -1. So for instance, if I were to fail this, I would probably just camp here and try again next turn. And then my rolls would be -1 for that. We are now ready for the skill check. So we are just going to roll all of our skills, which are these 3. And you're just going to compare to what your stats are. So for instance, we got the opposite ends of the spectrum here. A hex is a critical hit, basically. So that is an automatic success if you roll a hex. The opposite of that is a 10. That's an automatic failure. Now, I did not need to roll the green because it was cautious movement, but I am glad I did. I got a 10. And then the 9 here, you're going to just compare that. I have a 4 in survival. What that means is I need to eat. So I have 2 food currently, and I am just going to cross off 1 food. Okay. I hexed my yellow. If you hex your yellow, which is explore, you find 2 gold. Well, actually, you find 2 gold if you pass it. Hexing it actually gets you something else, and it's different in every game, so I have to look it up. If you critically succeed, you can either gain, each hero heals 1 lost health. So I always seem to crit something on the first turn of the game because they typically will heal health, heal energy, or do something similar like that, and you're full at the start of the game. So that was, of course, useless. However, we are done with the skill test now. So we are ready for circumstance. Because we are on a question mark, we actually skip the circumstance phase and we go into the event phase. All right, so event phase is going to be doing this quest. So that was this navigate quest. Just kind of put up here. And it says an elven scout has been sent to the area to investigate signs of a storm wolf pack. Obtain the scout's report and bring it back to the city. So that's effectively what we're trying to do. And again, to do that, you're just going to be doing a navigate test. So I'm going to take my navigate and I'm looking for a 4 or lower. I got a 3. So that was a successful navigate. We only need 1 success is required for that one. Had I crit that right down here, there's a critical bonus of +1 to your first mastery. So had I crit that, my first mastery would just go up. That is not considered an upgrade. It would just go up. The reward for doing this is +1 power-up card, which are these blue guys over here off the side of the board. You do not get it right away, though. So what you do is we were successful here. You flip that upside down. And then to turn these quests in, we have to go to a city. And then once we do, you can turn in all the quests that you've done. In the meantime, we are going to take a little hex thing here. And we're going to replace the question mark with this hex just to show, hey, we completed a quest there. Here we go. All right, 1 quest done. We do have a bounty, and the bounty is for boss 3. That's all the way up here. I don't think we're ready for boss 3 yet. We want to get some quests completed, get some power-up cards, get more powerful, and then we can go try to fight some of the bosses. Boss 1 is right here, and obviously those are kind of the levels of the boss. So boss 1 is the easiest. Boss 9 on the board is the hardest that you can fight other than the endgame boss. So the game comes with placards for the bosses. So boss 9 is a huge frost giant. Boss 10 is the Dead King, which we will eventually, that's our goal, is to defeat the Dead King. You'll notice he has 180 health, 120 energy. We have 11 health and 16 energy. Boss 1, 25 health, 16 energy. And there are modifiers to that. I haven't decided what difficulty I'm playing on yet. It doesn't really matter until you have your first fight. So we'll decide what difficulty I'm playing on at that point. And that's listed down here on the bottom of the battle map. So, cool. All right, that was the end of our first turn. So that was the event phase. We completed the quest. And now it is time for the villain phase. Now, at the first part of the villain phase, you're just rolling a d6 to see if he comes up on the board. So if I roll a hex, which I did, he comes up on the board. So that was a quick start for the Dead King. The Dead King, by the way, I didn't mention this, but this is us. And if you're playing multiplayer, you all travel together. So you're just one mini. The Dead King is represented by this little guy here. And you roll to see what city he comes in on. City 5, which is down here. Okay. So he's going to come in on City 5, and when he does, he also is going to make that a fallen city. So we'll do that. So his movement is 1. Next turn, and again, normally his movement is 1 plus 1 for each, or 1 plus the number, and that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to do the solo rules for that. So his movement is going to be 2. He's going to move in a straight line to his target. Now, he doesn't get a target until his next turn. So basically, on his next turn, he is going to get a target, and it's going to be one of the other cities. The turn after that, he's going to start beeline into it. Once he takes that one over, then he's going to get another target. He's going to beeline to it. So on and so forth until we can either start to help some of those cities, or he does all 6, and then we have to start the final battle. So that's not great, I guess is what I'm saying. But that is the end of a full turn. So turn 2, let's see, this was the dual. Oh man, 1 success each of navigate and survival. My navigate and my survival are my best. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and try that out. So we're going to again just move cautiously. 1, 2, and we're going to go right here. While we're here, let's go ahead and reveal another tile. All right, we got tile I. Boss 9 is right in the middle of this thing. We do not have any quests for this currently. I'm not planning on fighting boss 9 anytime soon, so we'll just do that, and then I'm going to recover that up with my quests here. Yeah, boss 9 currently would absolutely destroy us. Boss 1, I don't know if I'd be able to take out right now because my attack is currently 2. So it would, even if he's at 30 health, that means we would have to go at least 15 rounds, which is a long time to do fights, especially if you're spending energy. I have 16 energy, which is actually a huge amount. And if he does any type of energy damage, I would run out and wouldn't even be able to do my abilities anymore. At least not these 2. They each cost 1 here on the board. Okay, so we moved. We do have to make our rolls. Again, we don't need green. I hexed blue. Passing blue just means you don't have to eat. You basically have foraged for food. You don't need to actually eat any of your rations or food or what have you. I failed yellow, so I just don't find money. There's no downfall really of failing yellow. You just don't find money. If you fail blue, you have to eat. If you fail green, you will wander if it was actually needed. In this case, we didn't need it. But you would wander, and all that really means is you'd roll this, and then you would go in a direction and be like, okay, well, I didn't make it where I wanted to. I'm actually 1 away, kind of thing. So it just slows you down a bit. Hexing blue, let's see. Don't think it's going to matter. All right. You can either heal 1 lost energy or end an affliction card affecting the group. We don't have an affliction card yet. Affliction cards are very bad. They show up here. And they're red, they're unavoidable, they're bad times. So, okay. All right, so we did our skills, didn't find money, didn't have to eat. That's cool. Let's go ahead now, and we're going into the circumstance phase, which we don't have because we are on a event. And we're going to try this dual event here. So the Dead King has awakened the noxious gale, a sentient toxic cloud that chokes the life out of all its given path. A group of elves have given you the crystals and charms needed to vanquish this terrible spirit and put its furious rampage to an end. Travel there and see if you can put an end to this devastating force of nature. So that's what we're trying to do. There is a heroic reward if you wanted to try to do something a little bit more difficult. It'll get you an extra bonus. I'm not going to do that, especially in true solo. We are, though, going to attempt to see if we can do this here. So it is a duel, which means we need to roll both of these. Hoping to pass. Okay, we passed 1. We did pass our navigate. I'm sorry, no, our survival. We failed navigate. I was looking for 4 or lower on both of those. So, since we didn't get the success on the navigate, we are going to go ahead and just hang out here, I think, next turn. So at the end of our turn, we're just going to keep this here because that's what we're going to try to do. At the end of our turn, he is going to get himself a target. Let's see what it is. He is going to target City 4. And there is, of course, a token for that. So that's pretty close for him. He's just going to get there as fast as possible. And when he does, it will become another fallen city. So yeah, we're on the opposite side of the board right now, which isn't great, but there's a decent amount of time. And once we find the item we need, which is in a shrine, it's a talisman, we can actually go and we can flip these cities back. We have to fight, but we can flip the cities back. Okay. That's the end of turn 2. So turn 3, we are going to camp. We're going to stay here because we do want to try this quest again here. When you camp again, you would heal, but I am full. The other thing too that I bought camping gear at the start of the game. Camping gear every movement phase, so every turn basically at the beginning, you heal 1 health and heal 1 energy. we've been full the whole time, so we don't have to worry about that. I also have a favorite opponent of monstrous humanoid that comes from over here. And what that means is if you fight a monstrous humanoid type of character, you get to roll bonus damage at the start of the turn. And I named my guy Wei Shi Linden, which if you're a fan of the Cradle book series by Will White, you'll know who that is. But I figured I usually name him after characters from books that I like. So yeah, all of that's not important. We're going to camp. What camp means is when we make our rolls, we are doing a -1 to our stat test. Don't need to roll navigate because we're not going anywhere. Okay. Whoops, I don't know what that was. I'll just say I didn't find money. And I do have to eat, which is unfortunate. Okay. All right. So that was our skill test. And now we can try the quest again. And they are also at a -1. Now we already passed the survival, which we passed it again. And then there's a 4. -1 is 3. We were looking for a 4 or less. So they have both now been passed, which means we have done this quest. So again, we're just going to flip it upside down. I'm just going to kind of start a pile here in the middle. And we can turn those in the city. We have a city right above us here, so we might go do that next just to also buy some food. I only have 2 gold, but I think you can get rations for pretty cheap. So yeah, we have done that. So again, we're going to mark that. Pull the question mark off here. Put down a little hex. And put the question mark up there. Okay. End of the turn, he is going to start towards his target here. So again, solo rules say 0 plus number of fallen cities. I'm just going to play the normal rules, which is 1 plus the number of fallen cities. So he's going to go 1, 2 on his way to make that a fallen city as well. Okay, it's back to us. We're just going to move cautiously again. We got a nice little triangle here to start the game. So we're going to move into the city like that. And we don't need to roll our navigate because it was cautious movement. Hey, look at that. Don't have to eat, and I did find gold. So we're going to mark that up to 4. All right. While we're in a city, we also do not have circumstances. We'll get to those most likely, I promise. But if you just keep bouncing around from event to event, you actually don't roll the circumstances very often. While we are in the city, though, there's a few things that you can do here. And of course, as I mentioned, there are placards for just about everything. So this is city number 1. This is where we started. So we could buy camping gear for 2 gold here, but we already have camping gear. You can choose to pay 1 gold to heal all lost health and energy. We haven't lost any health or energy yet. You can purchase gear upgrades here and items from the market. And then you can also turn in all completed quests. If it were a fallen city, this is what we would be fighting down here. This just tells you what you need to know if you're fighting a fallen city or freeing a fallen city, but we're not yet. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and grab that market placard, which is this guy here. And I need rations. So rations up at the top here, they cost 1 gold. Each ration purchase equals 2 units of food. And then you can resell 4 food for a gold back if you want to. But and you can only carry up to 5 times your initial food rating. So that's how I know how much I'm eating down here. Food rating is 1. So whenever I fail a survival check, I eat 1 food. Those food ratings can go as high as, I think, 4, maybe 5. So if you have a 4 food rating and you fail survival, you have to eat 4 food, which you start with 2 times the amount you need, but still, you're really only good for a couple turns. So you really want to get the survival up so that you're not having to eat very often. I'm going to go ahead and purchase, I'm just going to spend all 4 on rations, I think, because currently food's a problem. So all 4 of my gold will be spent on rations. I'm just going to cash 2 of them in for 1, 2, 3, and 4 food. I can only carry up to 5, so then I'll just mark here in my backpack. I have 2 rations. Cool. But we're also going to turn in our quests. So let's see here. Again, the rewards are in the bottom right. So picture here is 2 power-ups. Picture here is 1 power-up. So we're going to get 3 power-ups. And these are just going to go in a discard pile. Power-ups are these guys. So I'm going to draw 3 of them. And they just tell you what you get. So for instance, this one's going to give me +1 attack. This one's going to give me +1 to my trait. And this one's going to give me +4 health. And then you're just going to, that's why this is dry erase. You're going to be doing this quite a bit, but you're just going to update your stats based on these. Now, these don't count as gear upgrades, so you don't have to mark off the outside hexagon. You're just going to be upgrading the number inside it. The one thing I also forgot is with the traits, for me to increase my trait, I have to critically succeed on a survival roll, which I did earlier on that one survival roll. So I'm going to increase this to 1. This trait is a +1, so it's actually going to go to a 2. And what this does for me, anytime I critically succeed on a survival roll, I heal both health and energy equal to this rank. If it's rank 6, my survival critical success range is increased by 2. So I will crit on a 1, 2, or 3 if I get this to 6. For survival. You can also take these numbers above 10. So if this were at 14 instead of 4, I would already be critting on 1, 2, or 3. And then it makes it easier to trigger this and to pass certain tests. So, all right, I did the trait. We're going to increase health by 4. When you do current as well as maximum. In this case, they were the same because we have not taken damage yet. They're going to both go to 15. And then I will get +1 attack, which will make that go to 3. So a little bit more powerful. And if you've watched the podcast, this is what Tim and Josh make fun of me for liking, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, because you're pretty consistently getting power-ups, and which I think is a good thing in a game like this. That's what I want, is I want my character to be becoming powerful. By the end of the game, hopefully I'll basically be a god and won't be able to be killed. So we've turned in 2 quests. We now have room for 2 more quests. So we're going to go ahead and do those. That's not a quest. This is. All right. So we have ourselves another navigate check. It requires 3 successes, though, which means at least 3 turns since we're playing true solo. If you were playing with 2 or 3 people, that's successes per hero. So if all 3 of us succeeded in the first round, we would just be there 1 time. And it is up here. So it's close to us at least. And then we'll do 1 more. This one is also on A. Wow. And it is all the way up here. So these are kind of in the mountains. If you have a hex like this one here, where the mountain peak goes above it, you cannot cross this hex because it's too tall unless you have climbing gear. So for us to actually get in there, we'd have to go all the way around to get to that guy. Unless we get climbing gear, which I forget how much it costs, but we don't have any money. Climbing gear costs 2, so it's not expensive, but we don't have it. So those 2 at least, though, are, again, on this side of the board, which is nice. We can go up there, reveal another tile, see if maybe we can find a shrine, maybe even try to fight boss 1, and then maybe do those quests as well. I'd kind of like to do these quests and turn them in first, because, again, an attack of 3, not great. My character does have, one of my abilities gives me evasion, which basically means if I roll correctly, I just evade the whole attack, no matter who the boss is or what they're doing. If you evade the whole thing, which is nice, but currently it's an evasion 9, which means I roll a d10 and you're looking for a 9 or a 10. So, all right. Okay, that was us. We turned stuff in, so he is going to move 2 closer to his target. And we are gonna see about moving again here. I mean, I think we still go up there. We can follow the road, and that would be cautious movement. So we wouldn't have to worry about if there's a bad one up there, we could just choose to ignore it. Let's do that. So we are going to move cautiously. Because it's all along this road, it's cautious. So we're moving our full 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it was movement all on a road. So that's considered cautious movement for the purposes of our skill roll, as well as we can play around with the circumstances. All right, so let's see here. We're going to roll our skills again. We don't need to roll the green, so I'm not going to. All right, 7 and a 3. So the 3 means I don't have to eat because that is equal or lower to my 4. But the 7, unfortunately, I do not find any money. There's a chance I messed that up. I thought all these were 4 for some reason. So now we do have our first circumstance. How circumstances work, and this is kind of different depending on what you own for Hexplore. In the original base game, there were 5 revealed circumstances and 1 unrevealed. And inside those circumstances were potential things you had to fight. Then they made those things you had to fight kind of its own deck, and that's this encounter deck. So you're going to roll a d6, and if you roll a 5 or a hex, which is a 6 on this die, we're gonna have a fight. If we roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We rolled a hex, so you just draw the top, and we got ourselves some kobolds. All right, finally a fight. This is only a level 1 enemy, so if you're looking at the card here, level 1, which is good because we haven't leveled up very much. They have 4 health, 6 energy, and a reward is we get 3 gold if we defeat the kobolds. Down here is what they're going to do. It's all determined by a die roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hex. That's what they do on their turn, basically. Now, the difficulty that I was talking about, again, kind of just put this on top here. On the bottom here, you'll notice starter, easy, moderate, difficult, heroic, and epic. Starter is no change to vitals. So this thing only has 4 health. And there's also no rewards or special bonuses. Easy, he would get +5 vitals per hero. And any damage that anything does, this is for all fights, any damage that anything does would be +1. Moderate, it's +10, +2, and then bosses start to get their passives. So you can increase this difficulty throughout the game whenever you want, but you can never decrease it. So I'm going to just start on easy. I actually have a mark from last time. I think I started on easy. We'll just start on easy. We'll see how it goes. Once we get pretty powerful, we'll increase it. The other way it increases, if you ever go through your power-up deck, you increase it automatically when you reshuffle the power-up deck. Which in true solo, if we go through that, yeah, we're going to be pretty powerful if we've gotten every single power-up card. So he's going to get +5 vitals per hero, so +5 vitals, and he's going to do an extra 1 damage. So the battle mat that you're going to use over here, you're just going to record his health. So his health's 4 plus the 5. He's got 9 health. He's got 6 energy plus the 5, which is 11. Now he is a monstrous humanoid, which is my favorite opponent. So what that means, before the battle even starts, you're going to roll the d6, and you're going to do that much damage to him. You can either do health, or you can do energy. If you do energy, it's doubled. If they're out of energy, all that really means is if they roll their 3 to 4 here, it's probably, you probably can't see it, but it costs him 1 energy to do his 3 to 4 ability. Well, if he has no energy and you roll the energy, he then defaults to his physical ability of 1 to 2, and he does it at half power. So I don't find lowering their energy to be that great, unless you have some way that lowering their energy to 0 actually kills them, which there are certain things that do that. Anyway, favorite opponent's monstrous humanoid, so I'm just going to roll this. This is an exploding die. So had I rolled a hex, I would be doing 6 damage and then roll again. And if you roll a hex again, you roll again, and so on and so forth. I was actually playing with Tim and his son, Jaden, his stepson, Jaden, and Jaden rolled a hex. I no joke, 10, 12 times in a row. He just kept rolling a hex and just almost killed the boss we were fighting just through favorite opponent dice. So I rolled a 4, which means he is going to take 4 damage. And I put a little P next to this to make it piercing. It's not piercing. What it is, it can't be blocked. It can't be defended. He is taking 4 damage, regardless of, even if he rolls something that says, hey, defend 4. He does not defend that 4, which in the game they call that piercing. So that's why I just put a P next to it, because it's close to the same thing. Now, how you do the fight is you're going to decide what you want to do. And again, you're choosing between your abilities on the left-hand side. So I can attack, I can defend. For 1 energy, I can cleanse. For 1 energy, I can chakra flow. And then you're going to roll a die to see what they do, and everything happens at the same time. So even if I hit this guy for 400 hit points, he's going to probably die unless he has some ability that has something to do that. He's still going to do his thing too. Everything happens at the same time. I think I'm going to try this chakra flow. So what the chakra flow is, this is my 5. It's my 2nd mastery. It's probably the one I'm going to focus on because cleanse is kind of targeting an ally. I don't have any allies in this game because because of the true solo. So chakra flow gives me evasion 10 until the end of the next round. If I evade, I can then also chi block. But at rank 5, I can also target an ally that I don't have. And at rank 3, I get an extra evasion for every 3 levels. So currently, and it's rounded down, so currently just 1 evasion. So it's evasion 9, which means I have to roll on a d10, a 9 or a 10. I would evade the whole thing, and then I would hit for 3 back. Which actually, I'm not even going to do that. Oh yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend the energy. I am just going to defend and hope that my favorite opponent can kill this guy for me, because my attack is not super great. Yeah. So I'm just going to defend 3. How defend works is if he attacks me, even if he attacks me multiple times, so let's say he does 3 attacks of 1, I defend each individual attack for 3. That's how that works. There's another type of defense called block. Block is different. Block is spent. So if I have 3 block and he attacks me 2 times for 3, with defend 3, I would defend both. With block 3, I would defend the first one, or block the first one, and then I would take the 3. So I am blocking for 3. Let's see what he does here. Roll to 1. So it is dual target. There is only 1 target, so it's just going to attack me. And it is 2 health damage, which is 3 because we are playing on easy mode. So he attacks me for 3. I defend 3. I'm fine. He takes 4 damage, so he is now down to 5. Okay? And then you start a new round, and you rinse and repeat until one of you is dead. So I am going to go ahead and just defend again, but first let's do our monstrous, our favorite opponent. I rolled a 5. He only has 5, so he is going to be dead. So I am just going to defend again and hope that I can block whatever he throws at me. A 4. Okay. So on a 3 or 4, he technically spends 1 energy, which I'll mark it on here, but again, he's going to be dead. So he's going to be down an energy though. He is then going to do a single target, 2 health. If the damage is reduced, each other hero suffers 1 health damage. So single target would mean if you're playing a multiplayer game, you each would roll a d10. Whoever rolls the highest, that's the target. And then if it is reduced, the other person would suffer 1 damage, but I don't have to worry about that in true solo. So again, he is swinging at me for 3. I am defending for 3. I am fine. And he is now out of health. So we win. Yay. When you win, you get the rewards. So we do get 3 money. There we are. And no food. We're not going to eat the kobolds. And then this guy, again, we'll just start a discard pile. Okay, that was our circumstance phase. We do not have an event phase because we are not on a hex tile that has an event. So we go to the villain phase, and he is now just 1 away from making another city fall, which is, you know, okay, not great, but fine for the time being. All right. So we're back to our turn. This one was that the navigate you needed 3 successes on? Yeah, it sure was. Okay. This has a challenge on it, which the challenge seems like it potentially could be worth it, but I don't know. All right, we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do this one on the way back, I think. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, some of that was on a road, and then this section was not, but this was on a river. So because part of it was not, that is not considered cautious movement, which means we do have to roll the green. We're on an edge, so let's go ahead and draw another tile. This is tile L. Do we need tile L? We did. There is a quest on tile L. And we might as well make it so that quest is near us. We have another ruins as well. We have not found a shrine. So a shrine is a blue hex with like a little crossy type thing in it. Okay, and then the quest for this one, yeah, is right here. It's right next to us. However, we can't go directly to it. I think we'd have to come around and go through the river because it's in a mountain space. But that's all right. Okay. So let's roll our skills and see how we do here. Oops. All right. Those are all fails, which is fantastic. So that means we don't find food. We do have to eat, so I'm just going to mark off one of those. And we do roam. So what that means is we're just going to roll this. A 4 is here. So this is where we did not end up. We got lost on our way to where we wanted to go, which Okay, that's fine, I guess. That does mean we have to roll a circumstance because we are no longer on an event. That is a 1, which is this guy here. So this is Accolon's astrolabe. You found an astrolabe bearing the maker's mark of Accolon, the explorer and cartographer. The item is constructed like no astrolabe you've ever seen, and it is apparent that powerful magic is woven within. While you carry it, you may choose to ignore any wander result. In addition, this item may be used twice per game in order to grant the group an extra movement and event phase. In doing so, the group may move again and complete one event at the new location. This power may be used at any time outside of combat. Upon the second use, the item's magical nature fades and it becomes a mundane item. So yeah, this kind of lets us take a double turn while he's not moving twice in the game. So I'm just going to mark it with a 2 and then attempt to remember that we have that. Attempt. Okay. He is going to move though, because that is really that's the end of us. We did not make it to where we wanted to be. So he's going to move here. This is going to fall. Okay. There we go. And then he'll get a new target next turn. So let's put that there for now. Back to us. Okay. We have a couple quests here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get to that one. If we pass navigate, we can get to that one. Or we can just go to the one we're right next to, and that's considered moving cautiously. Now look, let's see what the ruins do, because we are also next to some ruins. All right, we can only explore the ruins once. We would put a hex token on top of it. Okay, we roll a d10 and we see what happens at a ruins. So there are 10 options of things that we could happen. Some are bad, some are good. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go to the ruins. I think that dual target also requires 1 success each of explore and survival, and my explorer is only 2, which is not good. So let's go ahead and just move cautiously 1 right here. Okay. So that is this navigate check that requires 2 successes. So this is what we're kind of currently working towards here. The trolls pride themselves on being able to survive in the coldest of environs. Rumor has it they've uncovered a series of frozen subterranean lakes. Travel here and chart the area. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attempt a navigate roll. I'm sorry, we moved, so we now have to do this check. Don't have to worry about navigate. Failed them both. Now we can try the navigate for the quest. 8, that is a fail. Man, we're doing so good. Yeah, so we're just going to hang out here. I mean, we're going to camp here, I think, until we pass this. And then this other one requires 3. We might just be hanging out up here in the corner for a while, which is unfortunate, but I think that might be what we need to do here, because these quests are going to be easier than the level 3 boss fight, which is this quest, and then the other one is an explore, and we can't get to this one. This one is in the water, so to get into the water, I believe the market has some boats. Yep, folding boat. So if you need to climb and go over the mountains, you need climbing gear. If you want to go into the water, you need a folding boat. So, and we don't have either of those things. So we cannot do this. This we have to just go along the long way. If we had climbing gear, we could just hop right up the mountain. And that's a level 3 boss fight. So our best options right now are these 2, and unfortunately our navigate is only 4. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. He is going to get a new target on his turn. Target City 4, which I think is where he is standing. Yeah, so a new one. City 4. City 5, which is already took. Come on, we needed Hex. Okay, so now his target is in the middle of the map here. That is where he is going. All right, we are not getting very lucky with our things out here. We need to find a shrine so we can buy a talisman so we can free these cities. All right, on our turn, we are going to camp. When we camp, our rolls are -1. And those do compound. So if we camp here 2 or 3 times, eventually we'll pass our checks. All right, I don't have to eat, did not find money. And then let's see if we pass a navigate check. 2, we did. So I'm just going to mark this with a 1 because we have done 1. A hex is a 1 on the D10s. We have done that once. So yay, but we do have to do it again. All right, so his turn. I'm going to go ahead and kick in the solo rules now. So he's just going to continue to move 2 because of the 2 fallen cities. I understand why they did 0 plus 1, but it would be possible to make him stop with that. So now I'm going to do the 0 plus 1. So he's just going to do 1, 2. Whoops, 2. Heading towards that city. We are going to camp again. So because we are camping for a second time in a row, it is -2 on our rolls. Again, we don't need a navigate roll for our skills check. Double hex. Okay, double hex is pretty cool. We did find money. We don't have to eat. A triple hex is something. I don't know in this version of the game if a double hex is anything. Some versions it is, some it's not. Nope, if you roll all hexes during your skill check, you draw a power up and then each hero gets it. But on these 2, it's just healing 1 lost health, healing 1 lost energy, which again, we don't need that. And yeah, so we should be good. All right, and now we're trying to navigate with a -2. So we're looking for a 6 or lower. That is a 3. So we have done this one. Yay. Cool. Now there is a challenge on this one. So once you've completed it, you can do the challenge on the bottom and it usually gets you something else. So it says camp here next turn. If you do, you unearth an ancient monument. Search the circumstance deck for the frozen portal card and play it after the skill phase. This does not count as your circumstance for the turn. The frozen portal, I think, it's a card. Oh, speaking of which, we do need to replace this. That's not great. It's a card that is in that deck, and I think it allows you maybe to portal across, but I don't want to spend another turn here because we're going to be wasting some other turns. So this one is done. We're going to flip it and just put it right here like that. Okay. And then there we go. Cool. All right, that was us. He's going to move 2 more. Yikes. I think now we probably just want to go and try to do that other navigate. I keep forgetting in solo I could be rolling these things twice. I could be finding a lot more money. Oh well. Okay, we are just going to 1, 2. Move cautiously. Those are both success. We found some money. Don't have to eat. Cool. And now we can try our navigate test here. That is a 6, which is a fail. But next turn we will camp and we will try to do that again. Yeah, because we're doing that, these turns aren't going to be super exciting. 1, 2. We are going to just camp again. So these are -1 each. That is a pass. Now we'll re-roll that one. That is a hex. So we're good there, which will get us 2 more money. Cool. Okay. And then we're going to try that navigate check. Again, we are -1. Boom. That is 1 success. So we will, this is what we're working on here. So we have 1 success of the 3 that we need. We are going to camp again. He is going to turn another, oops, another town here. Okay. And then next turn, we'll get him another target. We're going to camp again. So we are -2 on these now. All right. Reroll. Whoops. Reroll that one. Cool. That's still a fail. That was a pass. So don't have to eat, but don't get money. We need a 6 or lower on this to be a success. That is a second success. We need 3 on this again. All right. He needs a new target. So 1, 2, or 3. 3. Yikes. That is also on that side of the board. Cool. I mean, not cool, but cool. All right. Our turn. We're going to camp again. So we don't need to navigate these 2. We are -3 now on our rolls. So that now survival's fine. Did not find any money. Okay. 7 or lower, 5. We have now successfully completed this navigate. All right, this also is a challenge. You may choose to follow the mine network to its end. I'm sorry, I don't think I read the top part. An old dwarven mine exists here that used to run underneath the valley. Unfortunately, the entrance has been lost. Go there and search for it. So we found it, which it's actually pictured on there. You can see it. There's a little hole there. Okay, put that there. All right, so you may choose to follow the mine network to its end. If you do, the group will roam twice at the end of this turn, and each hero will suffer 4 non-lethal health damage. Draw a power-up. Each hero gains twice the bonus. I think we're going to do that. So what roaming is, and I might have been using roam and wander interchangeably, but wandering is when you fail your navigate check, you're going to move 1 hex in a random direction. That direction is based off of something that's currently not on the board, but it's that there. Wandering is you roll to see what direction you're moving, and then you roll again to see how many spaces. But I don't really think there's anywhere in particular I'm looking to go. So we're going to go ahead and do this because it gets us another power up and it's doubled. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roam in this direction, hex, which is straight up 2 spaces, which we can only go 1 space. So that's fine. So that was 1. It said to do it twice. We're going to roam in 5, which is this way. So again, we can only really roam 1 spot because it's going to take us off the board, and that's what we rolled. So yeah, we did not go very far with that, which is fine. We did complete this quest, and because we did that challenge, we're now going to draw a power-up, and we are going to double it. So this is 2 to second mastery, which means we're going to get 4 to our second mastery. It's going to go up to 9. I had that, and I had that. Okay. So this also, on all the boards, it gives you like a little math to do over here so you know what your abilities are doing. So since that is now increased, my evasion is now 10 minus 3. So I now evade any attacks. If I use chakra flow, I evade those attacks on a 7 or higher when I get rolled. So that's getting to be pretty good. Oh, I also am pretty sure I crit. I keep forgetting I have this, but I crit a survival roll. So that is now a 3, which again would heal me, but we haven't taken damage, which is good. The problem is we're very soon going to have 4 fallen cities, and we need to find a shrine to get a talisman to be able to go and free those cities. All right, well, he's going to move. Oh boy, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I think we're just going to go to that city. I think we're going to turn in our quests and then maybe head over this way. No, we're already over here. Explore is so bad, though. We're going to turn in our quest. So 1, 2. Don't need to roll navigate because it was cautious. We found gold. We have to eat. Okay. I am going to just use these 2 rations now to get myself back up to 5 food. And we found gold, so that is 11 gold. All right, we are in a city. So first things first, let's go ahead and turn in our quest. That is 3 more power-ups. +3 health, +2 attack, and +2 navigate. Very cool. All right, so we're just going to take our health each up to 18. Attack is going to go up to 5. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And a navigate will go up to 6. Cool. Those were our power-ups. And then we're going to draw 2 new quests here. Let's see. We have an Explore, which our Explore stat is terrible, but it's in C, which is right down here. So that is something we can kind of head towards as well. And then we've got another Navigate, which is on L. We do have L. It's right here. So yeah, I think we're gonna stay up here in this corner. We have some quests up there that we can do. We are in a city, so I can increase my Explore 2, which I think I'm going to do, considering, whoops, I'll put that there. Considering 3 of the quests we have out require explore tests. We're going to go ahead and spend 4 and 5 for a total of 9 to increase that to a 4. I have 2 left. I'm going to spend both of those 2 on rations. Or how much is the climbing gear? Yeah, climbing gear is 2. But I don't want to like starve. Yeah, we're not gonna. We'll take the long way around. Okay. He's gonna move 1, 2, and 3. Yikes. Not looking great. Oh well. Okay, and when we did do those 2 roams, I also forgot that I was supposed to take 4 non-lethal health damage, so 8 total. We are about to move though, or actually no, we moved after that, and because of my camping gear, I would be at 11, and I'm about to move again, so I'm going to go to 12. Okay, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts us there. We could move recklessly and get to one of them, which I think we want to. Okay, we're going to move recklessly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you move recklessly, let me double check. I don't do this very often. You suffer 2 energy drain. 2 energy drain just means you suffer 2 energy damage, but if that were to take you past 0, then it starts to hit your health damage, which we're good. Okay. And then we do have to roll navigate, and we have to auto fail one of these. So I'm going to auto fail the money one and hope that I don't have to eat. Failed both of those. Okay. Cool. So now we wander 1, which is wandering there. So it didn't exactly work the way I wanted to, but that's okay. We now have a circumstance, a 3, which is bandits. Your gold has been stolen. Each hero loses half their gold. Well, joke's on you. I just spent it. Each hero rolls all skills. Okay. Rolled all skills, and I failed them all. Each hero who reclaims what was stolen from them, and if any hero succeeds on all 3 rolls, you reclaim what's stolen to you. Yeah, they stole nothing. The next time you return to a city, each hero gains 4 gold. I'll have to remember that, but we'll start a discard pile over there and bring out a replacement. Okay, before we go to his turn, I'm going to use this astrolabe, and I'm going to take another move and event phase, because I can't, we're wasting too many turns here. So we're going to go here, which is one of the L's. I think that is the dual one. Yeah. Cool. Okay. And we're going to try to complete some quests here. Long ago, this smoldering cavern was a dwarven prison that once housed their race's greatest enemies and criminals. Its cells contained more than just villains, though, for it was also the resting place of the Dragon's Eye Diamond, a gem with incredible anti-magic properties. Explore the cavern and see if you can locate the gemstone. It may be valuable in the fight against the Dead King. Okay, so to do that, we are going to roll Explore and Survival. And we need a success on each. So we crit our survival, which is a tick on survivalist. And when we do that, we heal health and energy equal to its value. So this is going to go to max. And this is going to go up 4. Cool. All right. We did not do that. Oh, I forgot we can reroll in true solo, and that's worse. Cool. Okay. So we are going to have to just camp here next turn, but that's okay. He is going to go here, and this is going to become a fallen city. And on the next turn, he'll get a new target. Okay, we are going to camp, which means we just need to roll those. All right, that's a success. I'll reroll that. That is also a success. So we did find some money. Those bandits should have attacked us later. And again, I'm re-rolling because of the true solo rules there. Okay, and now we really just need this one to hit. We'll re-roll them both because this is a minus. And we biffed it. Cool. We're going to be camping here again, so he's going to get a new target. A 3, which is a 1 or a 2. Okay, 1, 2, or 3 is 1. 4, 5, and 6 is 2. 1. Of course, now he rolls it. Cool, he's actually heading our way now, so we need to be careful. If he does come within one of us at the end of his turn, it does also trigger the fight. We're going to camp again. We're now -2. X and 6. Those are both cool, so we did find some money. And then we need to roll again for the actual quest. Whoops. Again. And yes, we got the Explorer that we needed. Finally, mercifully, we found it. Okay, there is a heroic award. When you carry the Dragon's Eye Diamond, it protects the group against energy loss. Reduce all energy damage suffered by half. Okay, is there a card for that? Nope. Okay, there's no card for that. So yeah, we just our energy damage is cut in half. That's fine. I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'll attempt to remember it. So we have completed that quest. Okay, I'm going to use my astrolabe again to take another turn, and we're going to move here. That is the other L, which is just a navigate. So we move 2. Got to roll these. Reroll 2 5s, which, yeah, both fail. Cool. So I have to eat. And then we're going to try our navigate check here. Now this one requires 2 successes, so hopefully that is 1. We'll go ahead and put our marker on there. Okay, and then he is going to move 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to try again. So we're going to camp. Whoops, those are the wrong 2. Yeah, I don't need to roll that. I'm camping. Okay, both of those failed. Got to eat again. Yikes, this is rough. Maybe I should have used 2 characters. All right, we are going to try... Oh, wait, no, this was actually a success. I do find money because we camped, so it's -1. And 6 is good. So we have completed this quest as well. It has a challenge. Let's see if we want to do that. Camp here next turn and roll the navigate during the event phase. If any hero rolls a hex or 2, you locate a strange old treasure, search the circumstance deck, and we get the astrolabe that we not only have, but I have now used twice. So that is gone. So we're not going to do that. Cool. This might be a very short game of Hexplore It because he does that and then goes up there, and we start the fight, which we are not ready for. Okay, cool. So that is 2 completed quests, and we need to find a talisman, and then we need to move and start clearing some of these fallen cities. Meanwhile, though, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to kind of move my quests around a little bit over here. I don't know if they'll still be on camera or not, but since I'm so close to this side, we are going to explore over here. So we'll go 1, 2. Nope, no shrine. Yikes. And then we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are going to move recklessly. This might be moving off the camera too, but hey, it's a shrine right there in the middle, which is good news for people who love bad news because it's a little late, but we can move 1 more for reckless. I did move, so this is going to go up to 17, and we are going to take 2 energy drain. We are going to auto-fail our Explorer. All right, so we hex there. We do have to eat, but we are at least where we thought we would be. Okay, he is going to move and take over this town. Before he does that, we need to roll circumstance. which is a hex, which is a fight. Okay. We have ourselves a ghoul. 14 damage, or 14 health, plus 5 is 19. And 15 energy. It's an undead, so we don't get any favorite opponent die, so we're actually going to have to fight this one, which should be okay. Okay. Let's see here. We can try the whole evasion thing again. I guess technically we'll try it for the first time. Yeah, so I'm going to spend 1 energy. Take us down to 13. And I'm going to do chakra flow. So that's going to maybe, let's see here. If I roll a 7 or higher, that's a 6. So nope. So whatever he does is going to hit me. And then I do nothing. So that I need to get that higher. He's going to do a 1. 6 energy damage. If the target runs out, they suffer. And then he also heals 10, which, joke on him, he hasn't taken any yet. So I'm taking 7 energy damage. Yikes. Okay. I think we just got to punch this guy then. My passive too, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I cannot use chi block damage to damage health unless I'm the only living hero. And then each time I use one of my abilities or evade, I heal equal to my current energy. So my health is full because I would have healed there. So yeah, this guy heals a lot, but I'm not doing a lot of damage. We're just going to do 5 damage to him with our normal chi block. And let's see what he does. Okay, he's going to do a 5. Oh, I gain evasion until the end of next round. So I actually have evasion again. We'll see what that is. It's a 2. So yeah, I evade what he does. I'm going to hit him for 5. And then when I evade, I also can use chi block. So he's going to get hit for 5 again. I technically would heal health, but I'm full. So he is down to 9. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna spend an energy. We'll try chakra flow again. So I also now have evasion 7. And let's see, does it do anything? Hex. So yeah, whatever he's doing doesn't really matter. It's gonna miss me, and I'm gonna hit him for 5. So he is down to 4. And then next turn, I'm just gonna swing at him with a chi block for 5. Let's see if I evade it though. I do. So yeah, he is dead, which is very cool. The evasion can get really good. I am doing evasion wrong. I'm supposed to be looking for high numbers, not low numbers. Yikes. Okay, so he rolled a 3, so he would do it. That would be 5 health damage, but I would be healing 5, so that doesn't matter. My 5 would have gone through there at the end. So I think we're okay, but I need to remember, you're usually looking for low numbers. And with the evasion, you're looking for high numbers. Okay. Only thing he gets us is 6 gold. So, yay, 6 gold. Cool. All right. And then I already moved him, so it's back to our turn. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go to the shrine, and we're going to get a talisman. I hope. I don't know how much they cost. Should probably look at that. There we go. Shrine, talisman 4. Okay, cool. So we have enough there. Let's see. We heal all lost health and energy. We can negate an affliction. You can purchase items. And you can turn in a single quest each game turn. So that's what we're going to do at a shrine. We are going to spend 4 to get the talisman. And then what else? This is shrine number 4. So there are blessings you can also take. This one heals 2 lost energy and health during the movement phase. So it's basically camping gear, only better. So we're going to go ahead and take that blessing. That is the blessing of the sun. So we are now healing 3 health and 3 energy every movement phase. Entering the shrine, though, gets us full up. We spent 4 on the talisman. I guess I should probably move this too. You might not be able to see it over here on the camera anymore, but I'm going to be heading back this way. So, okay. On his turn, he's going to roll for a target, but he only has one target left. So he's going to go right there. And then we are going to beeline it there. Oh, I guess I can turn in a quest. So let's turn in the one that gets me 2 power-ups. And then we'll get a new quest here as well, which goes on K, which we do not have. So, okay, cool. 2 power-ups. We got a total of 3 attack, which will be helpful. 2 defend. And then 1 to our chakra flow, which that one, every time it hits a number divisible by 3, our evasion gets even better. Cool. Okay, we are going to move, and it's going to have to be recklessly because we need to get here before he gets there, and then just kind of try to get these cities freed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to roll these and see what happens. All right, that's a fail. That is a success. All right, so I don't have to eat, but everything else bad happens. Hex is going to move us right there. Cool. Okay. He is then going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. And then on our turn, we can just move cautiously into the fallen city so that we know we're there. I do have to eat. I don't find money. So we'll do that. And then we're going to get rid of these 2 rations to go back up to 5. This is a weird game. Usually I feel like I'm much more powerful than I am at this point into the game, but we'll see. Okay, so we have to fight the fallen city. Or, I guess not fight. Free it. It's a fight. There we go. Okay, so the fallen city has 26, which will be 31 because we're on the mode of fighting. So it has 31 health, 25 energy. The thing with the fallen city, you have to, one of your heroes has to use the talisman every turn. You're basically using the talisman to fight off the magic of the Dead King. In true solo, that means I do have to spend the 1 energy to defend, because to use an item, you have to defend. So in true solo, you can do whatever you want and then spend 1 extra energy to get half of your defense rank, which also means you can use an item. So that's really all that means in true solo. If it were 2 or 3 player, what have you, one of the players would just need to have the talisman and just basically defend every round using the talisman so that the city could be attacked. It is undead and humanoid. Mine is monstrous humanoid. Humanoid and monstrous humanoid are 2 different things, so I do not have favorite opponent against it. But if we win, we get 2 power-ups and 8 gold, which is good, because, this is probably what we're going to be doing for a while. We're going to just need to be traveling back and forth between fallen cities, clearing them, because, yeah, he has taken all of them but 1. And we have to do it this turn, otherwise the fight with him would start next turn when he does the final city. All right, here we go. I'm just going to set this here, I guess. Perfect. Okay, so I need to spend the 1 energy to defend. That is a half defend, so I will be defending 2. And I think I'm just going to attack for 8. I don't think I'm going to try the chakra flow. Or do I? Yeah, we'll try it. We'll chakra flow. 14. All right, so I need to roll a 7 or higher. That is a 9. So I do evade whatever they're doing, which, again, I don't think it matters, but we'll roll it. So they're doing their 5 ability, but I evade it. That does give them a defend 3. Actually, no, evade does the whole thing. Yeah. So it also gives a free chi block. So I do hit for 8, which brings them down to 23. All right. On my next turn, I am just going to chi block, but I still have evasion. So let's roll and see if I have it. 7 or higher. It's a 5, so no. What are they going to do? They're going to do a hex, which is energy drain. So target who suffers no damage becomes diseased. So I'm going to hit for 7 energy drain, but I did have to spend my energy again to use the talisman. So it's actually only 5 energy drain, which takes me down to 8. But he also loses 8, so down to 15. Okay. So I need to spend an energy again so that I can defend and use the talisman. And then I think I am just going to do my normal chi block for 8. No evasion. He's going to hit me again for 7 energy drain. I will defend 2 of it. So I am down to 5. He is down to 7. And then I'm going to use, again, I'm just going to defend and just do chi block. And he is going to hit me for 7 health, defending 2, so that's 5, 13. And then he is actually going to defend 3 and block 10, so none of that 8 goes through. Okay, so he's still at 7. I got to spend another energy. Yeah, true solo is more difficult than I remember. Either that or I'm just not getting as lucky as I did last time I played this guy. And then we're just going to go ahead and try the -8 again. No, we'll try the shocker flow. Not -2, 2. Okay, do we evade? We do not. All right, doesn't matter because our -8 will, oh no, we didn't evade. So we don't have a -8. All right, single target health. He is doing 4 piercing damage. Piercing damage cannot be blocked. So we are down to 9. Or I guess it's a whole city. And then next turn, I'm going to do -8. I still have the evasion. 10, so that will evade. He won't do anything, basically, and we will finish him off. Yikes, that was rough. Okay. They are down. Something I'm also forgetting to do, you can get extra power-ups whenever you do a fight, depending on your difficulty level. So like if I roll a 2 or less on this, I didn't, I would have gotten an extra power-up. This does give you 8 gold, so I will be at 16, and 2 power-ups. And it flips the city to no longer be fallen, which means we can also turn in our quest, which we will. So 2 power-ups from that, 1 power-up from this. Okay. So we're going to add these to our totals, and we're going to get a new quest as well, which is on C. Boss 5. We have a bounty for Boss 5. Okay. We'll add that to our quests over here. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that, though. We're going to genuinely just going to have to be bouncing around from city to city in hopes to, not lose. Okay, so we've got 1 for each of our skills. That's good. So a 7, a 5, and a 5. Very cool. +1 to energy and health. So 19 and 17. 10 and 3. And then +1 attack, +1 defense. 9 and 6. Cool. All right, those are our power-ups. We are now in a city, though. So we can buy some stuff. We have 16 gold. Already turned in our quest, so let's see here. Nope. There we go. Market. I think we probably just want to do some upgrades at this point. While you're in a city, you can also, I think, you can spend 1 to heal all lost health and energy. So we're going to do that. So we're going to be down to 15. but we are now max on health and energy. Okay. And then I should probably buy more rations. I'm full on food currently, but there's still only a 50% chance I don't have to eat. So I'll buy 2 more rations, which will bring me down to 13. And then we're going to have to do some reckless movement here. Actually, reliable mounts for 6 increases your movement by 1. So for 6, our movement is now 6 more normal, 3 cautious, 8 reckless, so that we can get to these cities and try to clear them. We are going to want to make sure, though, that we get to where we want to actually go. So I'm going to spend 4 on an upgrade to make the navigate 8. Leaves me with 3. Is there anything to buy for 3? Well, we can get potions. Heals 3 health and 3 energy. That last fight, that was almost would have been very handy. So yeah, I'll get 3 potions. Might as well spend all of our money. Cool. Okay, end of the round. He is going to go ahead and make this city fall. So luckily we just cleared this other one. Otherwise, that would be a fight now. A fight that we are not prepared for in any way. Okay, I think we just need to, on our turn, clear some more cities. So how far away is this guy here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would be reckless movement, but I think we got to do it. Try to clear this city. So we're going to go 7. That is reckless, which means you automatically fail one of these. I'm going to automatically fail explore. Roll those. Navigate is good, and we don't have to eat. Cool. So we now are going to have the same fight we just fought. So this is going to get a little redundant. Normally when I'm playing this one, if it gets a little redundant and I'm easily winning, I'll maybe hand wave it a little bit, but I did not easily win that last fight. So 31 health, 25 energy. My attack is up slightly. I am now rank 10 on Chakra Flow. What does that mean? At rank 10, heroes with this evasion gain block equal to half Aura Shield rank until the end of the round, anytime they fail to evade. Okay, so if I fail to evade, I get block 3. Cool, that's something. So I do have to use the talisman. We are fighting a fallen city, so I'm going to spend 1 to defend and use the talisman, and I'm going to spend 1 to Chakra Flow. So that brings me down to 15 energy, and we're going to do the whole Chakra Flow thing. So I now am going to roll this blue guy, 7 or higher. That is a 3. So we do not evade, which means we have 3 block. So let's see what he's doing. 2, he is doing single target health. It is 6 damage. 4 of it is piercing. So we're going to block the 2 that's not piercing, but the 4 that is piercing goes through. Which... yikes. Cool. All right. We still have evasion to the end of the next round. So now we are going to just chi block for 9. And see if we evade. Again, 7 or higher. That is a 5, so no. And he's going to do 4. This is single target health. It is going to be 7 damage. But we're blocking for 3. We're defending for 3, so it's actually only 1 damage. And I do need to take the 1 for the whole defend plus talisman thing. Cool. And then he defends 3 and blocks 10, so he is not going to take any of our 9. Cool. We're going to Chakra Flow again and do the talisman again. Okay. And let's see if we evade. 8, we do. We evade. Whew. When we evade, we get a free chi block, so we will hit him for 9. He doesn't do anything because we're evading his whole attack. So then he is going to drop down to 22. Okay, we're going to chi block for 9 and hope to evade again. Yep, which does another chi block for 9. He doesn't do anything, so he is down to 4. And then, oh, I had to spend the 1 to use the talisman. I'm going to use the talisman again, and I'm going to chakra flow again. So I'll be down to 9. Let's see if we evade. 7 or higher. 3. We don't. So we get 3 block. We are defending for 3 as well. Group energy drain. He's going to hit us for 7. We will take 1 of that in its energy. We will then chi block for 9 while still having our evasion from the previous round. And that is a 2. So we did not do that. He is going to do the same thing he just did. So I am blocking for 3. I'm defending for 3. He is hitting for 7. So we will take 1, but the 9 goes through. So we have freed the city of Restwind Dale. You are welcome, Restwind Dale. Man, we took kind of a beating there too. So this is going to go away for now. And we are now in a city. We don't have any quests to turn in. We are going to spend, we get 8 gold from that. We're going to spend 1 in the city so that we are back up to full. And this does give us 2 power-ups. All right, +1 energy, +1 navigate. Okay. Really need to get my chakra flow up so that evading is happening more frequently than 30%. That'd be nice. Or I guess 40%. 7, 8, 9, or 10. Okay. He is going to get a new target. He does have 2 options, a 1 and a hex. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 hex. 2. So his new target is here. Okay. We can get into the mountains. Yeah, through this little pass here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can do that. And that'll be quicker than, I think, anywhere else. It does take us further away, though, from everything else. I think that's what we're going to have to do, though. We're going to have to try to get ahead of the Dead King here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is our normal movement now. Okay, we can re-roll once because of true solo. Those are all passes then. So, don't have to eat, find 2 money, and we made it to where we wanted to go. All right, we have the same fight again. Again, this is probably going to be a little repetitive, but until we get a little more powerful and can actually try to fight the Dead King, this is what we're doing. Okay. Same thing. We're going to chakra flow / defend. 7 or higher. 8. Okay. So we evade what he's doing, and we get a free chi block on him. Next turn, we're going to chi block and see if we evade again. 9, we do, which is another chi block. So yeah. It works when the evasion triggers, because if you evade, you get a chi block. Well, I'm already chi blocking because the evasion lasts for 2 rounds effectively. So doubling up on that is really cool. So he's down to 4. Let's just go ahead and, I had to use, so we'll be at 15. We're going to go down to 14 so that we can use the talisman, and we're just going to try chi block and hope he does not defend. We don't have any evasion this time. 3, that's his defend. Single target health, he's hitting for 7, which I block 3, so he's hitting for 4. And he does not take that. All right, I guess we'll chakra flow again, and we have to defend, so that's going to be 12. And higher than 7, 10. So we evade, do a chi block back. He doesn't do anything. We win again. Cool. Okay, that's gonna get us 8 more here, which makes that a 17 gold. Gets us 2 more power ups. Most importantly, it clears the fallen city. All right, 2 attack, that'll be helpful. 2 defense, that'll be helpful. One to cleanse that I'm not using, so less than helpful. Okay, I have 17. I'm going to spend 13 of that 17. Go down to 4. To level up my chakra flow twice. Okay. Now, my evade hits on 6s or higher, which seems pretty good. All right, he is going to... do I want to spend my other 4 on anything? I don't think so. I don't really need to heal, because when I move, I'm healing 3/3, which will take me up close to full. So I'm not going to spend the 1 gold for that. So yeah, there is 1, 2... There are 3 fallen cities. So he's moving a little slower now. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can recklessly move to this one, which I think is the move. Yep, we're going to recklessly move all the way up here. We're going to automatically fail the money because, yeah, those are 2 successes, so we're good there. Don't have to eat, and we made it to where we wanted to go. That does take 2 energy from us for the reckless. The crit, though, on navigate does something. They saved the group from wandering this turn. Okay. Yeah. In a solo game, that's basically effectively just also passing navigate. Whatever. All right, so we have the same Fallen City fight this time. You know what? I'm just going to do it again. I want to keep playing with this chakra flow. So I'm going to spend 2, 1 to defend and use the talisman, and 1 for chakra flow. All right, 6 or higher, we evade. 2, so we don't evade. And he's going to do 3. We are, though, because we don't evade, we're getting 4 defend and we're getting 4 block. And he is swinging at us for 7. So we will block / defend all of that. He defends and blocks, which we didn't attack him with anything. Damn, I guess it's a fallen city. Cool. Still have the evasion 6, though, so now we are just going to chi block for 11. Hoping for a 6 or higher. That is a 6. So we will get another chi block for 11 and evade whatever they do. Which is, you know, fun and whatnot. So he's down to 9. We needed to use 1 there, and we're going to use 2 here. So we are down to 5. I forgot we moved. I'm sorry. Some of this stuff is just... We moved, so we get +3/+3. So this should be 18, and this should actually be 8. Did the chakra flow again, though. So let's see. 6 or higher. That is a 9. So we evade whatever he does, and we get a chi block of 11. I'm also forgetting the whole heal part. Whenever we use an ability, we heal for the current energy. It hasn't been super necessary to do it, but technically we are now at 19. And the Fallen City has been freed. We are just so good at what it is we're doing here. 8 more gold, which puts us at 12. 2 more power-ups. Another all skills and +2 defense. Okay. So we're starting to get powerful, but kind of defensively. And not through any actions of our own besides just trying to free these cities so that he doesn't absolutely destroy us. All right, there are now only 2 cities that have been fallen because we have taken care of the other ones, so he only moves 2. Like so. Yeah, I think we free 1 more and then maybe do some of those. This 12 doesn't look like a 12. Let me fix that. Okay. Yeah, let's do 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's normal movement. Pass, pass, don't pass. So I do have to eat. Do find 2 gold. Okay. This fight, it's the same one we've just done. We are going to hand wave it. We're going to say I won. because I will. That's going to get us 8 gold. I'm going to take 7. I will just spend the gold to heal up to full. $18. This city is free as well. And we are going to do some spending. We get 2 power-ups. Okay, food rating of -1, and then each mastery up 1. So with these food ratings, with this reward, mine is only 1, which means it's going to take it down to 0, which means even if I fail survival rolls, I don't have to eat. If it's already at 0, it's just worth 10 gold instead, which was not great, but we'll take that. All right, and then +1 to each mastery. There we are. And I think we're getting to the point here. We just need to get Chakra Flow leveled up a bit more. And if we do that, we could probably go fight him and hope to evade a lot of this stuff. However, while we're in the city, no, I think we're going to leave boss 6 alone. I'm not going to buy the boats. We're just going to leave that boss 6 alone. We might just do this and then maybe come down here, depending on where he goes. Do these 3 quests, I think. Turn them in, get our power-ups, buy what we want to buy, and then we'll try to fight him. So yeah, we're just going to move cautiously here. This is boss 3. It's a bounty, and it's also a boss. So the boss itself gives you rewards, and then we will also be completing the bounty quest. So kind of a nice little double up, as they say. All right, this is Overlord Chakak Ishak. Why not? It is a monstrous humanoid, so that is my favorite opponent, which is cool. We'll get some free attacks off of him before we start. And all right, let's just write down what he's got here. So 42 becomes 47 and 39 energy. And yeah, so we get some neat stuff when we fight the boss. Get some power ups, some gold, some food. We're also going to be able to increase our explore, which is cool. But first, we have to get through them. So you'll see bosses work a little bit differently than the normal encounters we've been fighting. They have every die result is a different thing. So, which they also have passives, which we're not on moderate difficulty yet. I mean, we probably could be, but oh well. Cool. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and we no longer have to use the talisman, so I only have to spend 1 energy to try to chakra flow. And let's see if we're going to evade what he does. So we still need a 6 or higher. That is a 10. So we're going to evade whatever he does. And because we do, we're going to hit him for 11. So he is down to 36. Okay. I have 1 more round of that evasion. So this round I'm going to chi block for 11, which is my attack. We're going to see if we evade 6 or higher. It is a 6. So we will evade again. When we do, we get a chi block for 11. So that's 22. So that put him down to 14. Cool. All right, our evasion is gone. So let's go ahead and use another energy, and we are going to chakra flow again. 6 or higher. 6. So we will evade and hit him with a chi block. So he's down to 3, and we are just going to hit him with a chi block. We still have 1 evade. 6 or higher, we evade him. It's a 5. So he's going to do something this turn for the first time. I am also forgetting about my favorite opponent. So with 3 health left, he would actually be dead because I could roll a favorite opponent every round. But let's see what he would do it to. The troglodyte parries 2 attacks. The highest damaging attacks are reduced by 6 to a minimum of 1. If any hero who damages the overlord also suffers 4 piercing energy damage. So I'm hitting him for 11. He lowers that. It's still enough to kill him. He's going to swing back for 4 piercing energy damage, which is actually 5 piercing energy damage, which we'll take, even though technically I think we would have killed him before that. But that's fine. So he's done. So that does several things because we had a quest for him. So we are going to set that there for now. We're going to cover up the quest because we did it. That quest was here. So when we turn this in, we're going to get another power up and 6 gold. And if we do it to Stormwrath, we're going to get 2 gear upgrades of our choice. Which city is Stormwrath? That is city 4, which is over here in the mountains. So if we go there, we get 2 free upgrades. Otherwise, any other city, we just get the normal reward, which is kind of neat how they put that in. So this has been complete. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that upside down. However, the boss himself is going to give us, so if you're playing multiplayer, you each would roll a d10. Whoever has the highest gets 2 explore. Second highest gets 2 exotic maps. I'm playing by myself, so I'm just going to take the 2 explore. Then you're going to get 6 gold and 4 food. I can only carry 1 food. 6 gold gets me 27. Neat. 2 power-ups. And then this black market, you can roll to have the black market come out, and then the black market is basically it's another market, but it travels. It constantly is traveling throughout the map, and you can go there to buy things and all that kind of fun stuff. It's a pretty neat mechanic. And you roll for it every time you kill a boss. And I think on the first one, you're looking for a hex and a hex only, and then a hex or a 2, hex or a 3 as you fight more. I'm not even going to bother with it because we're going to cities anyway, which we can just use the normal market. That's fine. All right, boss 3 is Dunzo. Okay. We have 2 energy and then pick +1 to 3 different things, and we get to choose. So the 2 energy will give us 20 and 13. And then we're going to choose, definitely going to choose Chakra Flow because we want to get that as high as possible. For 1, survival for 2, just because of the heal thing. And then let's do attack for our 3rd one. Cool. Okay. All right. We are there. He is going to move. There is only 1 city now that he has taken over. So he will move 1 right there. Okay, and then we might as well stop at the Hex City, turn in our 1 quest, and maybe spend our gold before we do these things down here. This is boss 5, so that might be a little more of a challenge, but starting to kind of cook with the Chakra Flow. That evasion is really awesome. Just completely ignores their attack, and then you can attack back since it's so high. So yeah, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is normal movement. Oh boy, that's 2 hexes, almost 3 hexes. Technically, I could re-roll that, but we're not going to do that. So we've also moved, so this 13 becomes 16. We did find 2 more gold. Hexing yellow, I think is it health? Yep, heals 1 lost health. We don't have any lost health, so cool. All right, we are in a city though. We do not roll a circumstance since we're in a city. We are going to spend some money. So for 17 more, I can max out my Chakra Flow ability to get upgrades for it, which I will. So I'll take it to 16. And I have 12 left. I will spend 11 of that and make my attack 14. So that hopefully I can kill things quicker. Cool. My evasion now is 10 minus 5. So 5. I have 5 block if the evasion fails. And then these top 2 are for cleanse. I'm not going to use cleanse, so I'm not going to fill those out. Cool. Okay. He gets to move, so he is going to trigger another Fallen City, which is fine. We slowed him up to the point where we can probably catch up and hopefully fight him and beat him there. Cool. Next turn, he will get a new target, and then he will head towards that target 2 at a time, so relatively slowly. And we could also sneak up there too and free that city if we wanted to. First, though, I think we're going to go down here. And it's going to be cautious because it was along the road, so we don't need to worry about navigate. Don't need to eat. Didn't find money, which is fine. All right, so which one is this one? That's this guy. This is an Explorer. 1 success is required. So let's go ahead and see if we get it. 8, which barely is a success. Ural, a stubborn dwarven armorsmith from Clan Flinthammer, has gone missing in the area. His allies fear that bandits or worse may have befallen him. Search for the smith near the river. So we must have found him. And then we have a challenge here if we want to. You don't have to do this. So you've located him and he is frantic, speaking about the Dead King's Bone Legion. He asks you to deliver a message to the keeper in the shrine in the Barrens on Hextile K. We do not have Hextile K out, so we are not going to do that. We're just going to... Oh, we didn't turn in our last quest at the city. That's fine. We'll do it at the next city we go to. Okay, he is going to move 1, 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He gets a target. Hex, which is where we just came from. Keeping them close to us, which is actually kind of good. Okay. We have completed this quest here last turn. And we're just going to move here on our turn, which again is cautious movement. And this is the bounty for boss 5. Let's roll though here. See if we have to eat and or if we find money. We do have to eat, but we did find money. Whoops, get rid of 2. Cool, 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 cool. All right, boss 5. Let's see who we have here. I don't remember. The Megapede. Now this is a creature, so we don't have favorite opponent. Pretty decent rewards. 8 gold, 8 food, 3 power-ups. And 3 defend as well. But yeah, he looks fun. This the art, I will say, gets much better in the later volumes. Like this one, I don't think it's bad. It just kind of looks weird. As the different volumes progress, the art looks very good. Like the latest volume, volume 4, art looks fantastic. And volume 5 hopefully comes out here in a few months. And when it does, I'll most likely do a video on it. Hopefully with Tim and Josh, because I'm going to say tolerate this game. They prefer the campaign mode, which I don't like, to the normal mode. All right, we're just going to put our Megapede right there for now. And let's see what we got here. So he has 72. You know what? We're going to bump it up to moderate. Why not? We're officially fighting him on moderate. I have not been doing the bonus rewards or anything. Forgetting a lot of stuff here. So his 72 will become 82 health. And then, whoops, 70 energy, which doesn't super matter because I'm not playing with a character that can drain his energy. He's also doing +2 damage, and he does gain his passive. So let's look at the passive here. He defends 5 each combat round. You can sacrifice yourself to allow all other heroes to negate the extra defend damage. The hero rolls a 6-sided die and suffers roll as piercing health. So we're probably just going to deal with the defend 5. I think that's going to be our plan. So the first thing we want to do... Oh, we did move, though, so this would be up to 19. I'm going to take it to 18 because we're going to do Chakra Flow. All right, so let's see if we evade. We need a 5 or higher to evade. That is a 6, so we will evade whatever he does, and so it doesn't matter what he does. And we are going to also then hit for 14. He will defend 5 of that, so 9 will go through. Cool, so he is down to 73. We're then going to hit him for 14 again, but again he is defending 5, so it's actually only going to be 9. And then let's see if we evade. Looking for a 5 or higher. 10. So we evade whatever he does, and because we evade, we're going to do another, effectively, 9. So he will be down to 55. Okay. We will then need to Chakra Flow again, because our evasion has worn off. Let's see if we evade. 5 or higher. 10. So we do evade, which will do, effectively, again, 9 more. So he'll be down to 46. We are then going to do our Chi block for 9, effectively. Again, I'm just doing the defense automatically. Let's see if we evade 5 or higher. 4. We do not evade, so he will hit us with a Hex. Now, because we missed our evade, we do have 5 block. So whatever he hits us with, we can block 5 of it, unless it is piercing. So Hex. Dual target health, only 1 target, so he's going to hit me. Piercing 2. 2 targets suffer 4 health damage. Each target also becomes entangled. So he's actually hitting me for 6, 4 of that is piercing, so I will block the other 2. So I will be down to 15. But I keep forgetting, I'm a healer. So when I did my ability, I would heal for my current energy, which is 17, which means I am fine. I am at 19. I am entangled, which hopefully is on the back of here. Yep. I have to succeed on a navigate roll during the declaration phase of each round in order to act normally. If I fail, I can only attack or defend and do so with a -3 penalty. Okay. -9, no, he is down to 37. Cool. Okay. So I have to roll a navigate check. So not a 10. That's a 4. I passed. I'm fine. I can act normally with the entangled. I do not remember if I chakra flowed last time or if I chi blocked last time. I think I chakra flowed. No, I didn't. We're just going to chakra flow again because I don't remember. So 16, and let's see if I evade it. I do not. So I'm going to have block. He's going to do a 1. So dual target health. And again, he is doing some piercing damage. The Megapede attacks with its pincers. 2 targets suffer 6 health damage. So again, it would be 8. 4 of it is piercing. However, I am healing 16. So I'm fine. I do have evasion next turn. So we are going to attempt to, we're just going to do our chi block. And we are going to see if we evade. We do not, man. And he's going to do hex. Okay, so this is basically the same thing. Oh, that's right. I had to roll to see if I could actually attack or do anything. I can. This is the thing that entangles me again. So again, he is doing 6 damage to me. 4 of it is piercing, but I am healing for 16. So he is going to go down to 28. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, no, wait. I did not. I didn't. I chakra flowed last time. So I'm going to chi block for 9. No, I didn't. Yeah, we're going to chakra flow this time. Well, first of all, can I? So don't be a 10. It's a 9. Cool. Then we're going to see if I evade. Needs to be higher than a 3. It's not. So I'm not going to hit him for anything. I do have block of 5, though. Let's see what he's doing. 3. Single target health. The Megapede impales with its stainer. 1 target suffers 10 health, which is actually 12 because we're on moderate, and is now diseased. So that 12 health, I'm going to block 5 of it, and then I'm going to heal 15 of it because the monk is awesome like that. So perfectly fine, but diseased does take effect. And let's see. Diseased is... Diseased hero who wish to use energy must first succeed on a survival roll. In order to rid yourself of the condition, you must heal in a location that provides healing. City, shrine, etc. Okay. I'm not using energy next turn because I still have my evasion. So I'm hitting for 9, hoping to evade with a 5 or higher. Oh, we do, but let's see if we can even do that. Yeah, we're good. So we evade, which also gives us another attack of 9. That's going to bring him down to 10. And now, I'm going to chakra flow. So to do that, I need to pass a survival roll, which I did not. So I cannot spend energy this round. I can only attack or defend. Now let's see if my entangled is affected. It's not. So I can only attack or defend. I am going to attack. Again, for 14, but he is defending 5, so it effectively is 9. And then he is going to swing at me. Yep, so he's going to be doing 8 damage. 4 of it is piercing, but I am healing 15. So he'll be down to 1. You see now why the monk is pretty good for true solo. He's down to 1, and we have a fresh round. Let's go ahead and see if I can act with the entangled. I can. I'm just going to swing again for 9, and we'll see what he does. 2. That is his defend. So he is defending 8 of the 9. If it suffers health damage, each hero suffers 2 health damage. So we are barely killing him, and we are taking 2 damage, except I'm healing for 15. So yeah, we're good there. And he's down. So that does complete this bounty. which we will just turn over and put there. We are also going to get +3 defense, which is pretty cool. That makes our block up to 6 if we fail on an evasion. We're going to get 3 power-ups, 8 gold, and 8 food. I can only take 1 food. I don't even really need food anymore. I'm going to be at 11. And then we could make the black market roll. Not going to. Just because, like I said, we're about done here. Come on, pen. I believe in you. There we go. Cool. That is the Megapede. Okay. And what do we get power-up wise here? +1 attack, +1 defense. Very cool. 15 and 14. Okay. And then we got a pick 3. +1 between any 3 stats. So we're going to go ahead and do another chakra flow. And we're going to do another attack. And we're going to do another defend. I think I just took that 13 to 15. I think 14. Because, yeah, this should be 7. Okay, that's those. All right, Dead King is going to move. We completed this. Okay. And we've got 2 fallen cities, so he's going to move 2 towards his next target. I think we're just going to meet him there. I think we're going to move there. We'll spend our money, cash in our 3 quests that we have to get some more power-ups. I think that's the plan. Let's just do that. Let's go ahead and see if we can win here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we do need to pass, navigate. So just don't roll a 10 on green. 4. All right. We need to eat, but our food rating is 0, so don't have to worry about it. We get 2 more gold, so that is 13. We moved, so we get +3, +3. So this goes up to 18. Okay. We are in a city, so let's go ahead and cash in our quests. We have 3 power-ups and 14 gold coming our way. Puts us up to 27 there. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool. All ability. I was hoping to get that to at least 18, because then our evasion will be on 4s or higher, which will be pretty cool. Okay. So we've got +1 to all abilities, and then +1 to attack and first mastery. So first mastery will go up to 7. Attack will go up to 18. And the rest, the other 2, increase by 1. We now evade on 4s or higher, which seems real good. And then 2 to explore, which at this point doesn't super matter, but we'll do it. Cool. Okay, and then we have 27 gold to spend for the fight, which I think right before a fight we're just gonna increase some of these things. Can't increase chakra flow anymore. I have filled in those 6, so I've already upgraded as much as you can with money. So that is going to be 18, which is where it's going to end up, which is fine. So let's do 1 into our defend. That'll cost us 4. So we have 27 or 23 left. Because that way, if we miss our evasion, we now get 8 instead of 7 block. The rest, I think, is just going to be health and energy. I think. So, let's see, 9 at 9 is 18. I can increase each of them by 3 for 18, which will leave me with 5. So, 22, 23, and then 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then with 5 left, we're just going to go ahead and make the health 23. That way they're both 23. And these are going to go up. The 18 my energy technically is not maxed, but I'm about to move, which will increase it by 3, so it would be maxed. And here we go. Final fight's coming up here. He's going to move 2, and then we're just going to go meet him and fight him. All right, like that. So let's find his placard. Okay. Yeah, we'll just move this. This is the final fight anyway. All right, so here's the Dead King. We are still on moderate. Yeah, we'll just keep it on moderate. So he's going to be 190 health. He's going to be 130 energy. His passive, though, is you go and you find the Bone Legion, and then it enters play, and it fights alongside him. While it's in play, it receives up to 10 damage that would go to the Dead King. So basically, they're like a shield for him. So let's go find them. They're going to be in here. They're probably on the top. Seeing as how. Third from the top. Okay. Bone Legion is a level 5 encounter. They have 22 health, which will increase to 32. I'm just going to mark them down here. And then 22 energy. Okay. So yeah, they're just kind of in the way for a little bit. They can suck 10 damage away from the Dead King. All right, so here we go. This is going to be a little longer, so hopefully my energy stays good. But we are going to see what we can do here. We're going to spend 1 to Chakra Flow. So we now have Evasion 4. And then both of these guys are going to act. So we need to see if we evade each of them. So we'll start with the Dead King, 4 higher. 7, we evade the Dead King. Bone Legion, 4 higher. 2, we do not. So let's see what they're going to do to us. Okay. They're going to do 3. We did evade the Dead King, so we will do 18 to the Dead King. They're both undead, by the way, so monstrous humanoid. Favorite opponent will not come into play. Bone Legion, 8 non-lethal health. Any remaining damage is converted to energy damage. So it's spending 3 health, which again doesn't super matter, to do 10 health damage to us. However, we do have 8 block from the evasion missing on this guy. So we will take 2 health damage, but I'm healing 22. So perfectly fine. They will take the first 10 of the damage from the Dead King. So they're going to be down to 22. And the Dead King will just take 8 of this. So 182. Cool. All right. And we go again. This time I still have the evasion, so I am just going to attack with Chi Block. I'm going to target the Dead King for 18. Let's see if we evade. We need 4 or higher. Dead King, that's a 10, so we evade. 4 or higher, we evade. So that is another 18 to the Dead King and 18 to the Bone Legion. We're going to say the Bone Legion is going to take 10 from each. Hold on here. Receives up to 10 which suffer from each incoming attack. So yeah, the Bone Legion is going to take 20 from there and then die from the other 18 that we're hitting it with. So the Bone Legion is done, which woot. It's one less target we have to worry about. It took 20 of the 36 we were doing, so 16 we'll be doing back to it. So just some quick maths here, 166. All right, and now it's just us versus the Dead King. So our evasion is worn out. We do need to Chakra Flow again. All right, so we are Chakra Flowing. Let's see, 4 higher, we evade. 5, so we evade, and he is going to get hit for 18. Cool. Next turn, we still have the evade, so I am just going to chi block. Do we evade? Hex, we do not. All right, so since we don't evade, we do have 8 block, and the Dead King is 4. So he is going to siphon our life. Each hero suffers 12, which is actually 14 because of the danger or the level moderate level we're on. And one target begins to decay, losing half their remaining health at the end of each round. Decay cannot kill a target, nor can it be reflected or negated. Okay, so we're going to get hit for 14 energy drain. We do block 8 of it. So 6 will go through, and we will be down to 15 energy. We are then, what did they call it? Decay. Lose half your remaining health at the end of each round. Okay. So I'm just going to put decaying here and just put half. So at the end of the round, we will lose half of our health. That'll take us down to 11. Okay. And because it says end of the round, I don't think we heal that. However, next turn, we can heal it. Cool. Okay, I mean, well, not cool. He did damage to us and stuff. So he's down to 130 health. Technically, his energy is lower, but again, I don't have any way to hit his energy damage, so I'm not going to even bother with it. He's not going to do 13 different attacks that do 10, so it's fine. Okay, I'm going to spend an energy to chakra flow. And let's see if we evade his attack. 9, so we do, which will do 18 back. We used an ability, so we will heal for 14, which will put us up to our max of 23. But then at the end, we will just decay down to 11 again. So I'm just going to leave that at 11. He is at 112. Okay. We still have our evasion, so I am going to just chi block for 18. Hope that we evade. 5, we do, which will hit him for another 18. So that's going to put him at 86, I think. 94, 84, nope, 76. Okay. 76. And again, heal up to full, decay down to 11. We do need to spend an energy though. Chakra flow. Let's see now if we evade. We do, so we will do 18. Which will put him at 58. We will then heal up to max and then come back to 11 because the decay. Yeah, that would be absolutely terrible if we weren't the monk healing every freaking turn. That would be pretty bad. We still have our evasion, so we are going to chi block for 18. And then we're going to see if we evade 4 or higher. That is an 8. And that will trigger another chi block of 18. So he's down to 22. All right. All right, we will heal up to 23 and then get knocked back down to 11. So we're doing all right there. We do need to chakra flow, so this is going to go down to 12. And we're going to see if we evade. We do not. Okay, that means we do get 8 block, but he is going to do something to us. A hex. Each hero suffers 4 piercing health damage, which is actually 6, and the Dead King unleashes a swarm of crows. Each time each hero is surrounded, each time this is rolled, add 1 to the surrounded damage suffered. Okay, so that has triggered 1 time. Which I don't know if, yeah, surrounded targets suffer 2 piercing health damage at the beginning of the declaration phase. So we are going to be taking 6 piercing health from this. So that 6 piercing health is going to negate 12 of our healing, basically, or 6 of our healing. So we are going to go up to 17. And then at the end of the round, that 17 will get cut in half to 8. Yikes. And then at the beginning of the declaration phase, we are surrounded, so we are going to get hit by 2. Here was each hero is surrounded. Each time this is rolled, add 1 to the surrounded. So 3 plus 2, because we're on moderate, we are down to 3 health. Cool. Okay. we still have our evasion. I am going to spend an energy to defend, as well as to take one of these potions. So the potion is going to basically get me 3 and 3. So this will be 6 and 14. I now only have 2 potions. Okay. And we are going to also chi block for 18 and hope we evade. If we evade, we win. If we don't evade, I don't know. 4 is an evade, so that is another 18 damage, and that is enough to kill the Dead King. That was closer than I thought it would be, to be honest. That decay, taking it down by half, and my healing, or my energy getting lower and lower and lower, and then that surrounded also could have really compounded. So that is Hexplore It. And like I said, all of the other ones, the bosses change in each one of them. The main game is the same. The game turns are the same. You move, you do your skill test, you do a circumstance or an event, and then the villain takes a turn. But each game adds some different things. For instance, the third one, the timer is different because it's a big worm is the boss, basically. And it comes out depending on how many hot tiles you put out, which are new different types of tiles. So that one, you can't really, with this one, you could go around and just continue to free the falling cities, and the game will never really end if you wanted to do that. And then with like Volume 3 with the worm, the game's going to end. Like there's a maximum number of rounds that you can play because of the end game trigger. So that one was probably my favorite. There's a lot going on in that one. It's probably the most complex just because there are 4 cities in that one, and each city has things that you can do in that city specifically and not in other cities. So you just kind of have to remember how like gambling works. And then there's an arena that you have to figure out how that works, things like that. So, but yeah, I really like this game. If you're looking, I mean, if you're interested in it, take a look at them. This one, the first one's a good one to get because it comes with the most rolls. So you have a lot of options with what you're doing here. But like I said, they're all interchangeable. So, but yeah, we did it. The Dead King has been thwarted once again, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'll play another one of these. I might try to convince Josh and Tim to join me with one of these for our co-op here in Q3 that we're trying to do 10 co-ops or 12. I forget how many we said. So, but yeah, thanks for joining me. We'll see y'all later.